Welcome back to AFCRDTV. Andy Burgess couldn't make it tonight, but we are joined by Diamonds assistant manager Chris Willmott. Now, Motty, it's been a couple of days since the disappointment of Colville, but how important is it to have that training session tonight and get out of your minds?
Definitely. I mean, yes, we've had a few defeats, and coming back into training is an opportunity to get the lads positive again, get them nice and bright on the training pitch, work on some things ahead of the next game. The next game for us, obviously, Hednesford on Saturday is a really big one. Another team who are struggling, so obviously it's massive for us to go and have a positive performance and get the positive result that we were looking for.
Well, when we spoke to Burge after the game on Tuesday, he told us that he was disappointed with the players' mentality. So how do you go about getting them in the right frame of mind for what's going to be a huge game the weekend?
Just being positive with them, giving them the right instructions. I think we've got to be obviously a lot harder to play against, harder to beat, as we were for the most part away at Barwell. I mean, Sned's helped us out on a few occasions at Barwell, but the spirit was there against Barwell. The lads followed the instructions well, and for the most part of the game defended and saw the game out once we got the lead. And we just want that feeling again. I mean, there's a great feeling coming off the pitch, the fans cheering the players, and in the dressing room. Obviously, we want that feeling again, and feel we can get it if we go there with the right attitude and with the right setup.
You've had to contend with quite a lot of injuries recently. You had a bit of a queue waiting to see Martin tonight, but we'll start with on the back and work our way forward. You had Matty and Evan missing on Tuesday. Courtney also had to come off in that game. So how are those three lads doing at the moment?
Yeah, still struggling a bit. I think Courtney will be out. He hasn't trained tonight, but Matty, there's a chance he could play Saturday, which will be great news for us. Obviously, Tuesday against Colville was a tough one. Not really making excuses for it, but we did have a defensive crisis, and then with Courtney coming off as well, we had to shuffle things around, and so we're asking a lot of the back four that played against a high quality Colville side, but that's gone now. So looking ahead for Saturday, Evan possibly, chance he could be fit as well. We'll just have to see in the next couple of days who's available.
And further up the field, we saw Jordan Hines picked up an injury at Barwell. Charlie Black was training on his own tonight. Any updates on those guys at all?
Yeah, well, Jordan's actually trained tonight, so that's good news. I wasn't expecting him back quite so soon after that injury, and he's completed the session, so hopefully he'll be involved in the squad Saturday. Charlie woke up with a bit of a sore hamstring, so he did a light session today, so he may well be involved as well.
So what do you know about Hednesford Town? They're obviously in a very difficult position, had a change of manager, but they've got some fantastic players, the likes of Leroy Lita, of course, ex-Premier League man. So what are you expecting from Hednesford?
Well, they've got Leroy Lita, and he's obviously ageing, so he's probably not the same striker he used to be. He used to be a real quick striker. I never actually came up against him, I don't think, but seeing him on TV and stuff, he was a handful. I think he still is in a different way. He's probably a bigger, more ball into feet kind of striker, and link up the play rather than stretching and running in behind too much. But it'll still be a threat to us, and we'll need to make sure we limit the source of balls into him. I think they've made a couple of signings as well. Got a couple of wide players that the lads say are pretty decent, and we've heard that the number 10 is quite good. So attacking wise, we need to watch them. But obviously they're not winning games, and they're going to be a bit fragile in defence, so we've got to take advantage of that.
And it goes without saying that there's a lot of things that we need to improve on after Tuesdays. A reaction is definitely needed. So what specifically do you want to see from your team going into Saturday?
Just to be harder to play against, getting out, getting blocks. I said to the lads on Tuesday, the amount of blocks we got against Barwell, and getting men behind the ball and intensity to press, it wasn't quite there Tuesday, and we paid the full price for that. But away from home in a big match for us, we've got to be hard to beat, and we've also got the players in attack and pace to counter and to hurt them where we need to.
Well, thanks for your time, Chris, and we'll see you at the weekend. Thank you.
Cheers, Joseph.